2 weeks in a row with a disclaimer from me up at the front. Welcome to our live play of Our Farm Becomes the Battlefield, which we are doing to celebrate Aaron moving into his new apartment. We had some recording hiccups in this one, so you'll notice, let's say, a change in audio quality. And you know, that's all chill and good, and we hope you still enjoy the episode. It was a lot of fun, even though it sounds a little strange. I also left like a little bit up at the front before our little intro, just so you guys can get like a fun taste of just how casual the recording process is. So yeah, I hope you like our little funky little episode, and we'll see you all next week for an anime sampler.
Perfect.
Studious. You can close. Time.is.
Okay. So what's going to happen is I am going to read an intro, and then I'm going to say I'm Aaron, and Leyla's going to say I'm Leyla, or some variation of thereof, and then I'm going to say our co-pilots this episode are Marti, as Marti will introduce yourself, and Josh, and then I'm going to read a little setup, and then we will organize the cooperative, and then we'll talk about our characters, and then we'll play the game. Welcome to Mortified, the Friendship Quest, a podcast where two long-distance friends bounce media recommendations, all in hopes the other will like it. I'm Aaron.
And I'm a dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel, quick! Quick before the hyena comes.
Still going, okay. And this week, we're harvesting the rich in Fen Walter's Our Farm Becomes the Battlefield. Our co-pilots this episode are none other than Marti.
Hi. I was trying to think of something clever, but I got nothing.
That's totally fine. And Josh.
I'm still laughing.
Now, pilots, let me ask you a question. What do you do when one man owns everything? You steal it, and you break his stuff. You all used to be farmers, working the soil and making an honest living by the sweat of your brow. But then a business wizard named Tysanto offered some of your fellow farmers a deal. He would give you his golems, fantastical machines that performed all the back-breaking labor required to maintain your crops while you slept, in exchange for a small share of your profits. Perhaps you agreed to this devil's bargain, perhaps you didn't trust the monocle-wearing entrepreneur, and perhaps he didn't give you the opportunity. Either way, these farming golems became so widespread that the economy collapsed, as nearly everyone began selling their produce so cheaply that no one could earn enough to get by. Farmers without golems were forced to sell their land to Tysanto, who were then forced into slumber to operate his machines on those same plots, earning a fraction of the goods value. Now Tysanto has gobbled up almost every farm in the area, leaving you with no other choice but to organize, unionize, and turn the means of production into weapons of war. So, Our Farm Becomes the Battlefield is agrarian anti-capitalism. It's about a group of farmers that form a collective and that are fighting against this billionaire wizard who is trying to, create a monopoly on the farming industry, heavily inspired by the actual practices of companies Tyson and Monsanto, weirdly enough. And we're going to just play this game to figure out how to, kill some billionaires. So, let's start with the cooperative. Basically, in a full campaign of this, the cooperative would provide stats and bonuses. We're not going to do that because this is a one-shot. But basically, we just want to talk about how you three have organized your, together to sell your goods to fight this monopoly. So, I'm going to ask you all 4 questions, and we're just going to talk about it for a bit. So, how does your co-op distribute the food it produces?
Were there options for this, or were those just suggestions?
These are just, we could talk about it. There are options. I can read you out those options. But basically, it's just like
I was just wondering if that was like a hard and fast rule, or if we were.
It's not a hard and fast rule. This is a very conversational game. But like for the how does it distribute the food? It's like you either sell it in the market, you share it freely with everyone, regardless of membership in your co-op. You share it freely with members of the co-op and sell the rest at market and distribute profits to members, or something else.
I'm kind of leaning towards that second option of sharing it freely with everyone inside the co-op, based off of membership, just because I think that it's not the perfect solution, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think listen, membership to our co-op can be a pretty low bar. I think you do need to give a hearty fuck Ty Santo and, like, commit to the bid a little bit before you join. But, if you can do that, if you can renounce the Ty Santo lifestyle...
no posers here.
No posers here. Poser-free environment. Then, yeah, you can have some veg.
It's kind of like the movie Silence. We have a photo of Ty Santos, and you have to step on it. And then we give you some bread.
Okay, great. What kind of workers are part of this co-op? Is it more than just farmers? Is it like bakers or masons or blacksmiths too? What kind of people are you colleagues with, I guess?
I think it only makes sense to include other people, because otherwise we're not a very self-sustaining co-op.
Mm-hmm.
But can we, like, no crypto bros, no bankers, Wall Street...
Real jobs only.
Real jobs only.
Only the sexy jobs.
Yes, okay. I think that makes sense. It's a group of artisans and people who work for a living, trying to fight this monopoly together. How do you all decide what to do next? Who is the body that makes decisions? Is it a consensus among all members? Is it a consensus among an elected council? Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe everything just happens according to individual choices.
This is a hard one.
Listen, I think as an American, we've seen the downfall of having a representative system that operates on arbitrary rules. So simple majority.
What can you mean?
Hierarchies are out.
Majority sounds nice.
Yeah, I would say hierarchy is definitely out. Are we small enough to just say, fuck it, we ball?
We could be. How big are you envisioning this thing to be?
I don't know, I think any co-op has to be kind of small to sustain itself. Like, once you get a city size, it's no longer a co-op.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think this is like under 100, definitely, is kind of what I was picturing.
Okay, I like that number. There's a decent amount you're gaining steam, but it's not like a bajillion people.
So I would think like the blacksmiths would make decisions for the blacksmiths kind of thing, like...
Okay.
Because once you get into like that's how you get complicated small town relations, is when the blacksmiths are in the farmer's business and the church is in everyone else's business. Sorry.
Oh, that's another one I don't want to have join.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll see when it comes up. You know the church is going to show up at some point with me here, but we'll get there when we get there.
The Pope Mac.
What is the co-op's vision for the world? Is the last question. Do you want a socialist state? Do you want to be a free associating, self-sufficient communes? Do you have no other larger vision than just like being farmers together, or something else?
I kind of love the idea that, like, this is almost a survival kind of thing. That, like, we don't know what we want to happen in 50 years, but we kind of know that right now we all have to band together.
We have a praxis, not an ideology.
Yeah,
Excellent.
agree.
Excellent. Okay, so I like this idea. This commune is just a group of people who have banded together. It's not very big. There's still a little bit of cliquishness in that, if your specialty leads its own. But you don't know where you're going. You don't have a constitution or a manifesto. You just are sort of making it work day by day. I like that a lot. I think that's kind of really in the spirit of what this is going for. So with that in mind, let's talk about our characters. So So this game's character creation is very easy. You get 3 golem types, you choose one, you give your attributes out, and then you choose a name. I assume you've already done that, so let's, who wants to go first? Tell us, your name, your character's pronouns, and your golem type, and, a fun fact, I guess.
Leyla has to go first. She's the other. Oh, no, never mind. You can go first. I was going to make Leyla do it. There was a long silence.
I'm making Leyla do it.
Okay, so my name is Oatmeal.
Okay.
And I have a digger golem, which hopefully, I'm hoping my name was a hint.
Yeah, digger and oatmeal. What are you talking about?
No, I meant my name in the intro where I was singing the Dig a Tunnel song.
Okay.
Yeah, that was foreshadowing for my digger golem. Oatmeal is a nickname because I was trying to think of a funny name that had to do with stomping around in earthquakes, and I couldn't think of it. I was trying to think of like a Shake Shack equivalent because I thought that was funny, and the closest I could get was Quaker Oats. So my name is Oatmeal. Oatmeal just kind of vibes, Oatmeal did not really sign up for this. Oatmeal wandered into this commune, and someone said, "Spit on Tai Santo," and she said, "Yes." And now she's kind of here. She's got like a weird talent for just like figuring out weird new uses for sourdough starter, and the co-op just kind of kept her. And
Excellent.
That's where I'm at.
Very good. So is Oatmeal she, her?
She, her, she, they, it's vibes.
Okay. Excellent. Very good. Who wants to go next?
I'm cool with going next. So I am playing Theodore McGawkin. Theodore McGawkin has told everyone in the commune that it was actually his idea for the whole arcane golem thing, and that he's got the notes to prove it. They're just in his other coat. He doesn't wear a coat. He's probably in somewhere between like 60 and 100. No one's 100% sure. Giant white beard, big bushy brows, always wears the grossest hat you've ever seen, and overalls. He's very excited about sticking it to Tai Santos. And I was also going to pick a digger.
That's fine.
Okay. And I also kind of hinted at that by laughing at Layla's name for a super long time. That's how I hinted at it.
The meta-narrative in this.
Hey Josh.
Yeah.
Did you accidentally reinvent Mormonism?
Listen.
We can't escape, ever.
This is hell.
And Theodore McGawkin, his pronouns are he, they.
He, they. Excellent. And Marty, who have you brought to the table?
I did a separate name for my farmer and golem, because I thought it was cool. So I am a planter golem. My farmer's name is Anchovy.
Okay.
They are a kind of like a preteen, in that weird age where no one can really tell how old you are. They just kind of look at how you're dressed and hope for the best. They have been a part of communes before, and it hasn't worked out very well. Tai Santo has been crushing them. So they are jaded, they are kind of mean, and their planter golem is named Beans.
Beans?
Yes.
Excellent. Extremely good. And they, them for anchovy?
Sure.
Okay. Sure.
Our pronoun.
I'm with
pronouns
Leyla.
are- yeah.
Wow, you can really tell that it's a bunch of queer people playing this just by the names alone.
Yeah, no, I'm
vibed.
the only cis and straight person here.
Incredible.
This is the trans representation we need in tabletops.
Diversity win.
This is a
Type
different
of trans people.
We really are running the gamut. You're a planter. Which one? The planter's the little ant one, right?
It's the little kitty one.
Yeah, I just read this morning that they're the size of a cat, and I was like, okay, we're doing this then. Huh?
I mean, it's the kitty one. It has 6 legs, so like
cats. Yeah, like cats.
Like cats do.
You know how cats do. Perfect.
I just want to admit this out loud. I imagined all of these things as about 6 to 7 feet tall. So that really changes now knowing that it's cat size.
Yeah, that was my expression too. I was like, oh, we're just gonna have somebody with a little robot cat. Awesome. Okay. Beans kicks ass. I love Beans, and I love your two diggers. So we have Anchovy, Theodore, and Oatmeal.
Again, this
fucking people playing. Oh my god. All right.
That's the episode title is Anchovy Theodore.
Please, right. Theodore was his father. He's Mr. McGuckin.
Mr. McGuckin. Awful. That was a horrible mouthfeel. All right. So, this game is low prep, no prep. So I do have some ideas, but in general, we kind of we just want to. There's basically you set up the mission, you play through the mission. And then, we do Aftermath. The Aftermath's not going to really matter because we're not playing a campaign. But let's talk about what kind of events or problems would be personal to your characters, our protagonists. Basically, we want to come up with something compelling and interesting for everyone. Then we'll role-play some scenes about what happens before the mission, how you learn about it, what you're doing beforehand. And then we'll jump into it and we'll do some dice rolling. So... What kind of mission do we think we want to do today?
Hold on. Before we get into this, I realized as the co-host of this podcast, listen, we're 16 minutes in to this adventure. I do need to remind our audience, because it's been kind of a while since we've done this. The reason we are playing a game today is because it is Mortified tradition that anytime any of us moves or has a big life change, we invite some friends and we do a tabletop. So if you're here 15 minutes in and you're like, these are the voices I'm used to, but they're not doing the things I'm used to hearing them do, that's why. Buckle up. We're fucking going.
This was
we ball.
If you're in the Indianapolis area, hit me up. So what kind of things are interesting to you as, what kind of conflicts do you think would be fun to play out?
Anchovy has big beef against the wizard for destroying several other communes that they've been a part of.
Okay.
So anything that has to do with striking a blow or protecting another area and recruiting them perhaps is going to be big deal for old Anchovy.
Yeah, Oatmeal is deeply into corporate sabotage. It's very sexy.
I'm going to zig on you guys a little bit. I am a big fan of, we have to do a musical to save the rec center.
What if the supplies for the musical are part of the corporate sabotage? That's what we have to go get.
Oh, we have to do corporate sabotage to make sure the talent show...
All the costumes are locked in the Tysanto warehouse.
Okay. Glad I didn't do any prep, because there was no way I could have planned for this.
Really? I feel like that was the obvious answer.
I feel like everything has been leading to this.
So let's say there is a town that's, a couple miles from where your commune is located, and they, you have been recruiting them for a while. They are interested in what you all have achieved so far. However, there is a big problem because, like you said, their community is really just loves to do large, musical productions in their local barn. But because of the incredible pyrotechnics required, they just don't have the money anymore.
Aaron, can I throw a suggestion at you?
Yes.
And Josh, this is a suggestion for you as well.
Oh, cool.
What if it's a Unity concert?
A Unity for what?
What if stipulation that the other co-op enters into a trade agreement with our co-op is that we have to have a Unity concert to like seal the deal.
Oh,
If we don't put on this concert, then no deal.
Then they walk.
This is the theater kid union you're recruiting.
And here's the thing, like, you think that all they bring is theater, they also bring joy.
And also, the real reason you're recruiting them is because all of the backstage people have fucking electronics expertise and they can repair your robots and your machines. But yeah, joy is good too, I guess.
That's correct. Stagehands are crazy. And
Yeah, no.
shout out to you, baby.
Shout out to From the Pod.
We need the stage ninjas to stage our corporate pillaging.
Yes!
We really want to do more, like, going out to a town square while, like, fire and smoke shoots up behind us, and we just don't know how to get there yet. So we have to make sure the Unity concert goes off without a hitch.
Okay. And Tai Santo is going to try to get into this because they, of course, not only have monopoly on farm production, but also on all the greatest musical theater numbers. You have to license them, and they won't let you put on a concert without their consent. So they're going to send in their robots/lawyers.
Oh my god, did Tai Santo just become Disney?
I was going to say it's Tai Santo and Hal and Leonard, which is a joke for 3 people.
No, we're on this podcast.
Aaron, can I add one little more thing of spice to this beautiful stew we're cooking?
Mm-hmm.
Can Tai Santos also enter in a competing, like, band to try to beat our band at this concert? To try to get those theater nerds on his side.
It's a Unity concert. It's a battle of the bands.
It's a battle of the bands.
Yeah, that makes sense. They bring in their corporate band because if you I guess because if their corporate band is also playing, it's copyright infringement. That's how that works.
Corporate band also like corporate magicians, you know how they
There's a mime.
There's a mime. Okay.
Fellas, how are we gonna do this? We can only play 2 seconds of our song without breaking copyright.
Okay, yeah. You have to play this song in a very special. You have to rotate the song, and then play it at 110% speed.
I also want you guys to understand that having these people be corporate shills does imply that they have a Facebook-only cooking nightmare video monopoly that is making them billions of dollars. You know, that is fact. Oh my god.
Okay, great. I don't know how I'm gonna GM this, but let's just get into it. What are you all doing? Let's start with Leyla, since you're the other co-host. What is Oatmeal doing when you get the call that you need to go participate in this? What are we calling it? This Unity concert.
Unity concert, yeah. Come on.
Okay.
What is so like? I have a question to volley back at you. Like, what is? Have the whispers of the Unity concert been like happening? Is this the first time we're hearing about it?
I think you guys have been planning this for a while.
Okay, so Oatmeal is in charge of the confetti because their big digger golem has scoopy hands. And the plan was, originally, that they would just, like, throw the confetti upwards. And that was their one fucking job in this Unity concert. And they didn't want to do it because glitter gets everywhere. Awful. It's the worst. So, the moment that they hear that it's fucking time, right? They are out in the fields, digging, as they do.
As they do.
As they do. And honestly, just like hearing the news makes her jazzed. She's like, oh my god, it's time? Fuck yeah. Let me go get my overalls, let me go get my coveralls, my good shoes. I'm ready to go. She's been waiting for the call.
Okay, yeah, she is knee-deep in handmade confetti. just ready to strap up. Do you have a special outfit for this?
I mean, like, Oatmeal is a very deeply practical person. Obviously. I think that the outfit is just some good old work-worn overalls, and underneath is a graphic t-shirt that no one can figure out what the fuck it says.
Okay.
It's covered up in just the right way, and no one's been able to figure it out for ages, and she, at this point, out of spite, she never wears it with just pants. It's just always under the overalls.
Okay. Great. Let's see. Josh, what is Theodore doing in getting ready to prepare for this this Unity concert?
Yeah, so Old Man McGawkin is... So I didn't really describe the digger very well. And I want you to picture... Because it's supposed to be kind of like a bear. And I thought, like, what's the best bear? And then I went the other way. What's the worst bear? A panda. How do I make it better? Trash panda. It's like a big raccoon.
Okay, I love that.
And its hammer is like an old metal trash can on a stick.
Very good. Extremely, extremely good.
Reuse, recycle.
Yes. And that's what it says. The last thing you see before you're hammered to death is reuse, recycle. And then on the back of the hammer it says only you can prevent forest fires.
Thank you. Excellent.
But yeah, Old Man McGawkin, sorry, don't want to get sued by Disney, is trying to get his performance ready because he's like, you know what they're going to want to hear? Me blow into a big old brown jug and slap some spoons against my knee. And that's music, baby. So I think probably like seeing like Oatmeal kind of like run into town, he's like, "Yeep, we're going." Playing them spoons even faster. We're going. We're following Oatmeal because he knows that's where the play is happening.
He's our only band member.
Great.
Hey, if you give Oatmeal a tambourine, they'll play it. But no one's given him a tambourine yet.
And what is our angsty maybe teen anchovy up to before this concert?
Anchovy has been in charge of the kind of like stage decoration to make everything nice. And so dressed kind of like Taika Waititi in Our Flag Means Death, the whole leather getup and stuff. They've been sharpening sticks and just piking them. And when they see Oatmeal and Mr. what?
Old Man McGawkin.
Old Man McGawkin, okay. They just kind of straighten up and start following with their like pikes and their. Are the golems awake while we're awake or only when we're asleep?
These ones have been modified so they can be awake while you're awake, and you have like a telepathic link.
Cool. It's riding on their shoulder while they like double arm some pikes.
Does Beans have a big pike in it?
Yes.
Excellent.
Beans has a slightly smaller pike in their mouth.
Yes, 100%, of course. So you all make your way over to the theater district, where there's a bunch of, they're preparing for this celebration, right? There's a couple people with, I think they have like a small orchestra. It's not like a full set, but like somebody's got a violin. It's not like a full bass, but the cello is good, like acting as the bass, and maybe they have like a couple, like tambourines and self-made drums, but it's mostly just a bunch of like people in weird, colorful outfits, laughing and talking amongst themselves while the stagehands behind the scenes work. So I have a couple names. I think your main contact here. I think her name is Font Prophecy. That's this person. So Font is your main contact with this other town, and she says, I am so grateful that the co-op was able to come, with the help of your mechs and of course with your own, with Mr. McGawkin's wonderful performance, I think we're really going to seal the deal, and we'll be able to share our resources and technologies equitably. I think it's going to be a great time. So, Mr. McGawkin, if you want to do a quick warm-up for us, if you want to just, test your equipment real quick, we're doing a sound check over there on the main stage.
Yeah, do you guys have a plug for my jug?
Excuse me?
It's an electric jug.
Okay, yeah. Talk to what's another one of my stupid names? Chime. Go talk to Chime Spindle over there. There's a person who's dressed like a satyr that kind of waves you over. So we're gonna try to do this. This game runs on Spencer Campbell's Lumen system, which is basically it's a D6 based system with 1 to 2 is a failure, 3 to 4 is a mixed success, and 5 to 6 is a full success. So Josh, I believe this is what is setting up an electric jug? Is that is it smart? Is it strong, or is it fast? Because those are.
I will say that I may have done this incorrectly, but I based this off of with grind. I thought that was more of impulse.
It can be
because he's very impulsive. So the things that he randomly does work out better than the things that he tries to map out. If that makes sense.
Okay, that's totally fine. So do you think? I feel like this isn't in a very impulsive role because you're being asked to do something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why don't you do a so?
So okay.
Because that is planned, precise, and careful action.
That is 1d6.
That makes sense.
6.
6. That's a complete success. So let's let me go ahead, Josh.
I do have an idea of the type of music that Mr. McGawkin is able to perform. If that's kind of where you were going with.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's Michael Bublé at his best. It is heart-wrenching, beautiful, tear-jerking. How does this voice come out of this man? The accent goes away. It's a deep bravado that just moves the crowd.
Oh my god. Okay. Sure.
Susan Boyle.
You have a complete success. I've just introduced the success clock down there. This clock is when you fill this up to 4, you will be ready for the show. So with a complete success, you filled up 2 ticks. So congratulations. What else are you all doing to help set up for the show?
I'm piking the decorations. Is it an actual theater? Is it an interior?
I don't think it's I think it's an outdoor theater.
Okay, so just piking it into the ground. I would have gladly piked it into a floor, but we'll just do the ground.
There are stuffed chairs and things that they brought out, so you could definitely just put a pike through a chair. I think maybe Chime goes up to Anchovy and says, please refrain from putting the pikes in the upholstery.
What if wind comes?
Sorry?
What if there's wind? The chairs will blow away.
Okay. And Chime leaves immediately. Chime does not know how to deal with that every team. Excellent. Why don't you make what kind of role would this be? I feel like this is either a thresh or a grind, depending on what you want.
I need a refresher on what those mean.
So thresh is fast, so it's quick, rapid, and burst action. Grind is powerful, inevitable, and direct action.
I'm going to say thresh because they're a teen, so they're not doing this very carefully. They're just doing it.
And so is the careful one. Yeah. How about you give me a thresh?
Thresh, okay. How?
So how many points do you have in thresh?
3.
So roll 3d6.
Okay.
This is your good one.
10.
Perfect. So we're just taking the highest one, which is a 6. So this is, again, complete success. Great.
We're so good at communes.
I think a wind does start howling. I think you start, the wind picks up as you make that comment, and your pikes actually do, like, you know, it's not going to be super comfortable, but the chairs are going to stick.
I turn and look at Chime and just double flip him off.
His face turns very red and he walks away ashamed. You win. Incredible. That's technically a full success. You've completed the success clock here, but I do want to know what, of course, Oatmeal is doing to help prepare here.
So, Oatmeal. What is Oatmeal doing? For a character that operates on vibes, she takes a lot of thought, you know, very carefully, deliberate process.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oatmeal isn't actually being all that helpful, because when you arrive into a situation that's already in progress and no one directly tells you what to do, it's hard to get started. Like, the chairs are already piked, you know, like, what else is there to do?
You hate when you show up to a thing and it's like, they've already piked the chairs, what am I supposed to do now?
You already plugged in the jug.
The jug's already plugged in.
It's amped. I mean, I don't know what else I can do here.
So, Oatmeal, listen, Oatmeal, not much bothers Oatmeal, but I think they are glaring very, very openly at a stagehand. Because they did get into an argument with them earlier that week about whether or not a fiddle and a violin are the same thing. They are. And the stagehand insisted that they were not. And
that stagehand is also Chime, and they are 100% adamant that a violin is a completely different thing than a fiddle.
They're 100,000% not, and Oatmeal is very mad about it, and just openly, like, dedicatedly standing and glaring. They'll stop if somebody gives them something to do, but no one has, so...
Okay, excellent. I think Chime, like, sort of, like, stiffens up after being brushed off by Anchovy, and it's just like, Oatmeal, it is nice to see you again. I forgot what Chime's voice was like. If you could, I suppose, we're going to need somebody to load the confetti cannons. If you could be in charge of the pyrotechnics, that would be useful.
Interesting. Confetti cannons, you say. Would you say they're the same thing or a different thing from, like, a glitter blaster?
They're completely different things. The diameter of a confetti noodle is completely different than a glitter pellet. I think it's very clear that they are completely used for completely different purposes.
Oh, you don't think it's like a stylistic choice? There's a difference is stylistic in blasting a glittery thing out of an orifice that's not like a thing you don't see the connection in the two, that they're shaped the same and they do the same thing, but there's just like a stylistic difference and
I think
a time and a place for each.
Different orifices do many different things, ma'am.
Yeah, well, I hope you're ready to get some fucking confetti in one of your orifices, you asshole. Fine, I'm going.
Very good. I think as Oatmeal is storming off to load the confetti, I think they see coming down the road. First that you hear, like, the wind continues to howl, and then you realize that there's a team of you know, there's like dust blowing in because something is kicking up dust. And you realize that it is a team of mechs, you know, mechanical bad golems, you know, unlike the good ones that you have. And they're, I think, let me get all my big things in here. I have a whole list of characters and icons.
I think while God is deciding what's happening here, Oatmeal does turn to Anchovy and point at the evil mechs and go, "Hey, they stole your outfits!"
Anchovy pikes a chair so hard it splits in half.
Oatmeal laughs about it.
I think that's my old congresswoman.
So I think, yeah, let's see. You did this to yourself. You see a couple things. You see,
Crying.
You see one of these, like, little spider mechs that's being ridden upon by a mime. Yeah. But you also see two people in business suits, also riding on. One of them looks like they're riding on a giant millstone mech, but the millstone has like big evil eyes, like red eyes, and it's sort of just rolling down the path. And there's also a big combine mech that is just sort of like steamrolling its way down. On top of the combine, there is a little concert. There's a bunch of people playing very bland. It sounds like Muzak or like elevator music, or Kids Bop, essentially. They're basically singing Kids Bop. And a lawyer. There's two lawyers next to them, and they're like, "No, you have to do it a little bit slower. That's way too horny. We can't. If anything over 80 beats per second is sexual. We know this." And
he's dressed like a mouse for some reason.
What was that?
I said he's dressed like a mouse for some reason.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And floating above them all, of course, is Taisanto, the evil billionaire wizard. I think Font Prophecy says, "Oh no, they sent us a cease and desist, but we thought it was a joke. We're in trouble here, folks."
Don't worry, I have a law degree.
I think Font looks at you and says, "Really?"
No, but I'm confident.
Okay. And Taisanto, I think he is chortling, and he says, "Looks like those silly little co-op farmers are trying to expand into my territory. Well, I think my lawyers will have something to say about that." And I guess he's just gonna float up here for a while. One of the lawyers, this guy, steps off of the big millstone, and his name is Dirk Metallurge.
Obviously.
And Mr. Metallurge Esquire says, "All right, it looks like you have some sort of unlicensed musical venue going on here. We're gonna have to ask you to take this down. Clearly, we had our own corporate sponsored team building exercise scheduled here today, so we are gonna have to ask you to leave."
Now, before Mr. Dirk says all that, once he dismounts from his millstone, would you say he took strides over to our gang? Would you say Mr. Dirk strided over?
Now, I don't understand this reference, so I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, great. We'll see who reacts to that. We'll see who responds
You don't.
to that.
You can just at me.
So let's talk about Oatmeal's bear, because Oatmeal also has a bear. When we say bear, I'm talking like Fat Bear Week bear. All right, Oatmeal's golem is like rotund. It's looking like it's preparing for hibernation. It's quite roly-poly. It kind of waddles everywhere, but every time it takes a step, something shakes. So, like, thank God for the pikes, you know? So it's just Oatmeal, who's not particularly tall, not very short either, just like a medium height, in her little overalls. And she's standing there, and her golem with the hammer waddles over, and she's just like, yeah, for backup, for vibes. And she's just like, no.
Fuck off, limp dick metal perv.
Yeah, what the shrimp said.
McGawkin, seeing that like it might be go time, is going to get into how he pilots the mech, which is he gets inside the trash can that is the hammer of the mech.
Wait, you're in the hammer?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where he is. I also want to point out he's about 5'2".
Yeah, of course. We love a short king.
Yeah, so he kind of like scrambles in there. He climbs on it quite adeptly. And then as the Ted, which is what is his name while he's piloting the mech, moves up and he's like, "What they said?"
Incredible. I think next to Dirk is another lawyer type. who I've named Shine Pamela.
Barbara Comstock.
Might as well be. And she says, "All right, listen here, you bunch of ragamuffins.
No.
I'm going to keep talking now because I'm used to being able to talk without people interrupting me." And Dirk says, "I don't think that's true, actually, Pamela. What you're trying to say, I think, is that because of the way in which this corporation..." And Pamela says, "Dirk, could we come over here?" And she and Dirk go over in the corner. And they have a conversation that lasts for 2 minutes.
While they do that, can we have like a group huddle?
We're gonna literally huddle.
Yeah.
With you and your garbage can.
He sets the trash can down, and you guys lean into it.
Like, hey,
Great.
I have an idea. Magakin, hear me out. So,
Yes.
what if I put my golem hands together, right? And then you step on, and then I throw you into the air, and then you just drop on their heads.
I get the old get 'em technique.
Yeah.
Beans will get
And
their
then-
ankles.
Yeah! You get their ankles, and then you pike them.
So we're going straight to murder.
No hesitation.
Fraud Prophecy will say, wait. Listen, I don't like Tysanto or any of his weird goons, but
He
we have to... He does suck, but unfortunately, because of the way that our lease works, we can't damage the theater, otherwise we're going to lose our deposit. And, like, it's a theater, so the deposit was quite large.
So those pikes were there when we got here.
Yes, we're going to talk about that later. But for now, I think what we need to do is, they're going to probably do some weird corporate stuff. If you all could help us, negotiate that without destroying the theater, that would be cool. I think.
Okay,
I
new plan.
do.
New plan.
Go ahead, Oatmeal.
Okay, I'm gonna scoop my hands, and then instead of throwing you upwards, I'm gonna bowl you at them, and then that'll knock them out of the theater, and then Anchovy can pike them.
I like this
Can I
plan.
Can I give another idea just to kind of fill the space?
Yeah. No. Okay, hey. This is an open conversation. Everyone.
This is a safe space. Tell us how you want to murder him.
Yeah, can we... I think no matter what plan we go with, we all are in agreement. It has to end with piking. But what if we challenge them to a battle of the band? If they win, they get their theater. If we win,
We pike him.
we get to pike them.
Yes!
Okay. Yeah, I think if they win, like we should maybe pike them anyway.
No, we're gonna pike them no matter what.
Okay.
Thank God.
I have no morals when it comes to lawyers.
Neither do they.
So after, so Dirk comes out and says, I have, after some long and deep thoughts and open-hearted conversations that I've had with my coworker, I'm going to let her talk about the idea that I had. And Shine says, okay, well, she sort of brushes her blazer off and says, according to the stipulations of this
We
lease...
challenge you to a battle of the bands!
Are any of you fuckers wearing gloves? Anchovy and McGawkin, are you wearing gloves?
I'm wearing
no.
fingerless gloves.
Okay, Anchovy stretches their hand over or not Anchovy, sorry, Oatmeal stretches their hand over to Anchovy and signals, give me a glove.
Gives it.
And as is the correct way to challenge somebody, Oatmeal throws it down in front.
And then Anchovy walks forward to pick it up.
That's fine.
Okay, well, if that's the case, we will accept your challenge because our musicians are top tier, and I think that the fine people of this establishment will recognize their quality and their...
You're on dick and shit.
Oh, I was going to say family values, but clearly there are none of those here.
You guys have a mime!
mimes don't speak, which makes them ideal for families.
Why don't your family value my ass? McGawkin, jug up!
Anchovy looks at the mime and starts doing a jerk-off motion.
I did the most wicked jug solo you've ever heard.
Devil went down to Georgia jug.
Great, good, and good. Okay,
Forced to
so,
live, born to jug.
so I think what's going to happen here, basically, is we are going to have, the theater kids and their weird corporate band. They're going to have a fight, and your mechs are going to have a fight outside the theater. And you're going to have two clocks. You're going to have a success clock that says, you successfully support your theater friends and prevent them from getting sabotaged by Tai Santo's minions. That's going to be an 8-step clock that I'm going to put over here. But you're also going to have let's do another 8-step clock. Let's make it fair. That is your failure clock. If that happens, they are able to destroy the theater and sabotage the band, and you lose. And I think that's about as how I can shape the mechanics of this game into the weird situation that we've made for ourselves here. So let's try that. So the way this game works, in an action scene, you can do. You can move. You can do make a roll, and you can also use a power if you want, but you don't have to. And that's it. There's no turn order. Just make sure that everybody goes. And I don't move. I just react to what you're all doing. So let's say we have our friends down here, everybody in the audience, watching this performance with the mime and the corporate band versus Time and Font Prophecy. And you all are going to be on the outskirts supporting them in various ways. If you see the Roll20 thing, there is a distance thing. I just think that, move yourself and your mechs to the whatever distance you are, like if you need to be near or far engaged, just kind of move your guy around. But yeah, so I think everybody takes their seats, the lights go down, and Font Prophecy begins doing a stunning rendition of, I guess, what is the most theater kids song to do?
I wanted to say something mean. I'm going to hold that one.
No, Josh, please.
No, please.
No, please.
Just the worst song from Cats.
So,
Any of the songs.
You're gonna have to be so much more specific. It has to be a song from Ren, doesn't it? Like,
Red feels more theater kid. It's yeah. Let's say
however many minutes there are in a year.
Seasons of Love is the name of the song.
yeah, it's either Seasons of Love or Out Tonight, but it's actually about a cat instead of going out on the town and fucking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's say it's both. They're doing a medley. And the mime is doing a dance that is trying to make it very family friendly and safe, and having a very difficult time of it. But
Let's turn the mime on.
What?
Let's turn the mime on.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, because if it pops a boner, that's it. You got your shot.
Okay, Anchovy, I guess you're going first. What do you do?
Can I send my golem to, like, sabotage their sheet music so that it's a higher tempo?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess do you think that's a,
I think that would be a fast action.
So let's do a thresh then.
Okay, so let's do my 3d6 again.
That's a 6. That's pretty good, huh? Yeah, choose side. So that's 2. Great. So it's a full success. Tell me how your golem sabotages their sheet music.
Beans, Wee Beans, is just the size of a kitty cat. So Beans, they're gonna prowl around between legs and going like real like spy movie where there's lasers between the legs, around the instruments, up to the sheet music. And like probably the guitar. We're gonna go like the guitar and the drums priority. It's just gonna go in and it's gonna scratch something on. I don't know anything about music, Leyla. You're gonna have to figure this one out.
So what you're saying is that the cat needs to get up on the music stand and scratch out the tempo and write a new tempo in, which just means that these motherfuckers are so rule following that they have to do whatever's written on the page, which I think is
a cat did it. They're singing about a cat. We already established that. If the cat did it, then they have to do it too.
The Airbud rule.
Exactly. No. So yeah, no. You changed the time signature perfectly, and all of a sudden, these group of adults singing kids songs all of a sudden are moving a little bit faster, and you can see Dirk cross his arms. He says, "That's not a corporate approved tempo. That's far too fast."
So the mime has to start dancing faster.
The mime starts dancing faster. He's getting a little bit. You can see them cheeks bouncing.
Is that mime caked up? Is that the only noise that the mime makes?
He's clapping them cheeks, but it's also silent.
There's subtitles across the bottom.
Across his bottom.
I don't mean to like disturb the flow. I just have to share. I used to work at a Toys R Us, and every single day at 5:48 they would play Kids Bop Fancy. So I do feel slightly attacked by my friend Eric.
This is just what you lived through.
Yeah, I was the mime. I was the caked up sad mime.
I've seen pictures of Josh. That's true.
Oh.
Somebody else take the turn.
I got an idea, and I don't know if I can do this. So what I want to do is the digger can pull things towards it. I want to open the trash can lid while I'm in it and suck up one of the lawyers.
Okay.
And get him because I'm in the trash can.
Okay. Would you think that is a suck up one of the lawyers? That seems fast. It seems like you have to do it really quick. Do you want to try a thresh?
Yeah. Do you want me to give up an energy for this? That kind of feels appropriate.
If you burn an energy, you can use one of your powers. Which, like, let's see, you're a digger, so you could use gravity, to just like kind of just like gravitate, so just like suck them up.
Vacuum them into the trash can.
Yeah, if you want to burn an energy and just use gravitate to suck them up.
Yeah, and then whatever happens between me and Dirk in that trash can, I'll never tell.
Yeah, no, Dirk, you just do it. You just get... You put Dirk in the garbage. Congratulations.
It's me. Mr. McGawkin's in there with him.
Yes, that's very good. I'm gonna give you one for that. Who is? I think Pamela sees this and it says, "Finally, my shitty male coworker has been eaten by a trash robot. Now I can finally take over and destroy my foes." And she opens out a cell phone and begins to make a call.
I want to pike the cell phone. I just want to javelin strike the cell phone.
Okay, wow. Go ahead, and is that seems like a strong move.
Can I use a power?
Yeah, what power do you want to use?
I think I have disassemble. Which would probably be disrupt. Enemy cannot act for 1 round.
Let's see, disassemble. Climb on an engaged enemy and destroy a critical component for 4 harm.
Oh, so maybe my cat would have to do that. I can't just javelin strike them.
It would be your cat, but I guess you could just it's supposed to be your your cat, but like I think we can make it work in fiction.
I have all these javelins.
Yeah, do you want to like load a javelin into your cat's mouth and he just shoots it?
Yeah, I'll throw the cat.
Okay.
The cat is holding a javelin, I throw the cat.
Yeah, you burn an energy, and this javelin / this cat mech Beans hurls towards the lawyer in the audience and obliterates her cell phone. And she says, I hadn't finished paying that one off yet. And your success clock advances again. So that's halfway full. So you've done remarkably well so far. There's no complications yet, but seeing that the lawyers are not doing great, Taisanto says, "All right, I've had enough of this. I need to shake things up. We need to call in the big guns." And so he says, "We've all had a lot of fun here today, but we're going to call in everybody's favorite performer." And of course, he summons with his magical magic. The wind howls even further, like greater. You hear a mechanical clanking that is enormous and terrible. And all of a sudden, descending from the sky is, of course, that's a flag of the country France. I don't want that.
The French! Oh no!
There was already a mime here.
A baguette!
You gotta give me something. Roll 20.
The mime's popping a baguette.
An enormous anthropomorphic animatronic mouse descends from the ceiling and begins to sing the Taisanto theme song.
He's nothing without his band.
Hey, did you say it was animatronic as in, like, metal?
Yes, this is a Five Nights at Freddy's.
Great. So I would like to use an energy and to gravitate the rat to me.
Okay. The rat is pulled towards you immediately.
I want to crush it with my embrace.
Okay.
Crush the
Bear
rat.
hug.
Okay. Yeah. This seems like a strong roll. This seems like what is that? A grind? Give me a grind.
Mime can give you a grind.
So that's a 4. Okay, so that's a mixed success. So I think you grab the this mouse. You and your mech is like grappling with this big animatronic, and you're doing relatively well, right? You've got it paralyzed. However, it increases its sonic power. When it gets close. And actually, as it gets close, it opens its mouth up and it drops a plasma sword out of its mouth. And it gets this plasma sword up and it takes a slight slice at you. So you take some damage and your failure clock goes up by 1.
Okay, so kind of, I guess hearing this, because McGawkin is inside of a trash can, he is going to have the robot get to the other side. So if Oatmeal's bear is hugging the lead singer from Bowling for Soup, and I'm going to get on the other side of it and activate my gravitate, so we rip it in 2.
Okay. I think
I'm going to yell from the trash can, "Keep gravitating! Keep gravitating!"
Oatmeal just fucking hunkers down.
Yeah. Now they are tearing this thing apart. Let's see what the rules for gravitate are.
I'm going to use another energy. I cannot imagine they designed it to have the dude who sang the Phineas and Ferb theme get split in 2 by 2 bears, which is a video I can send you.
It's a lot. I think you've paralyzed it, right? I don't think it's being ripped in half just yet because your mechs aren't super upgraded, but you've got them trapped, and that's pretty scary. I'm gonna go ahead and give you another success for that. Choose side 5. So you're at 5 successes and 1 failure. So you're doing very well. Anchovy, this thing it's stuck, but its head turns completely around, and it starts to I think glow. I think it starts to get a weird red glow in its eyes as it stares at Theodore.
What is the so action?
So, I believe, it's anything that is planned, precise, or careful.
Okay, so that doesn't apply here. I guess
What
I'm
are you
just...
thinking?
Well, I'm just gonna jab a javelin through the side of his head. So, like, I'm gonna hang on to it, so I'm not gonna risk throwing it and impaling one of them. But just from the side, I'm gonna try and do a grind action to just really get into them gunky works, you know?
Yep, I know. Go ahead and do
But grind is my lowest, so...
We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's a failure. That's no good. Okay, so that failure clock is going to go up by 2. So I think, how does this go bad? I think you just run at it, and you like try to jab it with your pike, and your pike just like crumples to splinters.
Yeah.
It's related. And in response, it whirls around, and the plasma sword like tears part of the theater off. And all of a sudden, Font is like, that's not good. that's where our spotlight was gonna go.
I can fix it.
So that's what's happening right now. You gotta contend with this big robot mouse.
Leyla, do you have an initial idea? Because if not, I have got a dumb one.
Please take it.
Okay. So this whole time we've been like gravitating it and pulling it both directions. So then McGawkin is just gonna yell, "Stop!" And hope that we both stop at the same time to confuse it, and then hit it with the big hammer, which he is inside.
I see. That seems like a grind to me. Do you want to roll for grind, and then we'll see how you do?
2, a 3, and a 5.
A 5. That's a complete success. So, you're using your crushing hammer, so that's going to do 2 harm. I think you... I think your plan works. I think the gravity stops, and it throws him off balance. I think it drops the sword, and you come up and you throw yourself inside the cockpit, and you smash into the thing's eye, and there's a big metal hiss, and the rat, it does a little screech.
This is so important. The entire fight, you guys have not seen McGawkin. He has been yelling all of this from the trash can, while Dirk is also still in the trash can with him.
I was gonna ask where he was.
They're both inside the trash can.
He says, I would like that if you could let me go right now. I'm on the clock. I really need to get back to work.
And then there's what the subtitles would say, Southern Hootenanny.
Oh no. Very ominous.
Oatmeal turns to Santo and just like throws their arms up. He goes, "Hey, how do you like our fucking secret power? I call it a parodies."
What? Wait, I don't understand what a parodies is.
A parodies nuts.
Woo!
That's not very funny. The entire cast is doing the suck-in motion. Great.
Did the mime laugh at that?
Is that your action? Because you can roll to make the mime laugh, I guess.
No, I'm here to turn the mime on.
Great. Good.
Mime
Excellent.
boner.
What do we do then? Because Tysanto is rallying their mechs.
I want my golem to cut the mime's belt.
Okay, that seems... I feel like that's precise. I think that's a planned one. Try a sew. That's a 6. Okay, that's a complete success. So
I'm tormenting this mime. I can only succeed when I'm bothering the mime.
Beans remove the mime's belt.
Just fully, it has little energy sickles, so it just climbs right up his leg and snatch and then Trousers hit the floor.
Okay.
Family-friendly style.
What do you want, I ask with trepidation, to happen after this? How does this help in your plan?
I want the mime's dick and balls in front of the judges, please and thank you.
I mean, the mime's hung. We all accept that.
Obviously.
He's 120 pounds.
He's tucking that baguette.
And
Another 20 of ass.
And
Another 20 of balls.
the judges and the entire audience is just so appalled. I mean, not appalled. They actually applaud the mime's great dick and ass, but that the brand has been destroyed. I think Taisanto recognizes that he's been pretty soundly beaten here, and he says, "We must retreat for now, but don't worry. I'll be back with more weird
Hung mimes.
No more mimes. We're executing all mimes in our employ. Goodbye."
Mimes come join the commune.
That'll be the next mission.
The great mime
For the
influence.
hung mime.
Great.
I do want to end Dirk's suffering. The trash can opens, and he runs out wearing overalls and a big hat, and then Theodore McCock comes out wearing a suit that's too big for him.
And Dirk has a lot of lipstick marks on his face.
Theodore does as well.
And he says, I've been thinking about getting out of the lawyering business.
Too horny.
This
You guys to pike him.
Right. Can I pike him? Real quick.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you have successfully completed the mission. I think that, Chime and Font and all of the theater kids are definitely going to be able to join the commune and provide their skills to you all. What should we give our audience as our closeout? What is the scene that they look upon as we close out this episode of Our Farm Becomes a Battlefield?
Anchovy just reeling back to send a pike flying towards Dick.
And in the background, a beautiful rendition of imagine Michael Bublé's voice, and then the exact lyrics of "In the End" by Linkin Park, an actual thing I heard in an Olive Garden once. I tried so hard and got so far. It was a little bit more like "In the End."
Oh, no, it's like swing.
Christmas jazz.
While the pipe slowly goes through the air.
Oh, good God. Okay, I think we have to stop playing. This was a ton of fun. Marty, Josh, thank you so much for coming on Mortified. You were both incredible. Do you have anything to plug? Where can people, if they want to find you on the internet, where can people find you?
I do Heartforge games. It's Heartforge, one word, on itch.io, and Heartforge with heart-forge.tumblr.com on Tumblr, and nothing else because I hate social media.
Respectable.
I am at Green History on Twitter. I also do you guys know about Bible Boys, and Aaron's going to plug it later. I do that.
Mm-hmm. Leyla, where can people find you on the internet when you're not making mimes take their huge dick out?
Well, I'm always doing that. You can find
Listeners love this.
You can find me double cheeked up on a Tuesday at Leyl. LYLSCS on Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. I don't know. I just draw like soft queers, and sometimes I write things. Aaron, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter at AaronSXL, where I tweet about tabletop RPGs, health policy, and writing stuff. I do put the podcast with Josh. That's at The Bible Boys. We also do it with Josh's brother, Michael. And we talk about Christian media and why it's sometimes funny and sometimes bad and sometimes good, but very rarely good. You can help us on Mortified the Legitimacy Quest by subscribing to us on YouTube, iTunes, or Spotify, signing up for our monthly newsletter through the link in our show notes, or following us on Twitter and Tumblr at Mortified Pod. Our theme song is Obsolete by Keshko from the album Filmmakers Reference Kit Volume 2. You can find more of their music at keshko.bandcamp.com. Leyla, what are we going to do for the outro today?
You can tell us when the Joker episode is going to drop.
Just listeners, just remember that we live in a society.
We sure do. Yeah, tune in next week for our anime sampler. Remember that you can email us suggestions for episodes. You can leave us a voicemail. And remember that, well, in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Fuck off. All right, we'll see you.